Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be going over the mathematical bases, how they work, and so on. This is the first episode of a series about binary, the bases, how they work with computers, and so on. So stay tuned for next week or the week after for the next video in the series. I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching. So let's get into it. Okay, so the bases, right? This is what we'll be going over. What are they, how do they work, and what are they used for? A base defines how many digits are in a series of numbers. So in base 10, there are 10 digits. As you can see, it's 0 to 9. We don't use 10. That's a number, it's not a digit. So we use 0 instead of 10, basically. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then 10, we don't use because we already have 10 digits. And 10 isn't a digit, it's a number. It's 2 digits combined, right? So base 10 is what we use normally, like when you're doing math at class or for fun. Don't do it for fun. But if you're doing math, then you use base 10, right? But what happens in base 8? So do we do 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like so on? Or do we do it differently, right? So let's check. And this is what it would be, 0 to 7, because we can't use 8. But what do we do after 7? Do we do 6, 7, 8? Or 6, 7, 10? What do we do, right? Let's see. So it goes 7, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and then 20, and so on. But what do we do after, like, do we stop at 80, or do we keep on going? Let's check. So it goes 76, 77, and then 100. And it would go so on. When we get to 177, it goes to 200. But when we get to 777, then we'd go to 1000. Okay, so, but what do we do after base 10? Like, how do we count? So in base 13, for example, what would we do it with 10? After, like normally, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then go back to 10 again. Would that work? Well, we already said that 10 isn't a digit, it's a number, right? So I don't think that would work, right? So what can we use? Well, we can use letters as the digits, right? So A could be a digit now, like we're going to use here. So in base 13, like we were going over earlier, it would go to 8, 9, and then 10. The digit 10 is A, because it can't be 10 because 10 is 2 digits combined. So A, B, C. C would be 12, right here. And, well, what do we use them for, right? So let's go over, let's see what they're used for, and yeah. So when we take a YouTube URL, how does it work? Does it work with just normal randomly picked numbers and letters? Well, not exactly. So what happens is they assign a URL ID to each video, because there are thousands and thousands of videos released every day. But then how do they manage? Those would be giant links in base 10, but those are also in base 2, right? So how do they shorten the URL? They use base 64, right? Just like this. So let's take a URL of my other video, which you can find in the info card up above, here. Right. So let's convert this into base 10 and see what it is. We'll go over how to convert in other videos, but for now, here, just look. This, yeah, right? We get 62 quintillion, 840 billion, 62 quadrillion, 840 quadrillion, 240 trillion, 750 billion, 470 million, 265,380. That's a very long URL, and that's the reason YouTube shortens it just to an 8-digit 64 base number, right? Or ID. If you want to see in binary, I'm not going to read it, it's way too long. But yeah, this is what that URL would be in binary. This is not including the YouTube and that stuff, just the 2GVYGVL Z, and OK. In base 64, what do they do after they run out of all the uppercase letters and numbers? And then they actually go to lowercase. That's why when you're typing down a URL, it matters if you do lowercase and uppercase. But then they also use symbols. So they use underscore and dash, I think. But yeah, credit on this page to Tom Scott. He has great videos explaining this, a lot better than me, but you can go check him out. I'll put a link to his video in the description below. So thanks for watching. This was a quick video. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. I'm not very good in talking videos, but yeah. So if you have any tips, please let me know. Questions, let me know, and so on.